There are battles the world has never seen. Wars that rage in silence, hidden from human sight. Not on fields of blood and dust, but in the vast unseen heavens above our heads. Imagine a night where the stars tremble, where the air itself feels heavy, as if creation is holding its breath. Lightning splits the sky, yet no storm is seen. Thunder rolls like a distant drum of war, yet the earth lies silent. In this invisible realm, armies march without sound. Angels clothed in fire stand watch, while shadows crawl from the depths, seeking to overthrow light with darkness. It is here, in this hidden war, that the destiny of nations is decided. The answers to prayers are delayed, and the fate of souls hangs in the balance. And on one unforgettable night, when a prophet's cry rose up to heaven, when silence threatened to crush his faith, a command shook the skies. Michael, the commander of heaven's armies, descend. The war had begun. Far from the battlefield, in the quiet of Babylon, a man knelt in solitude. His name was Daniel, prophet, servant, and friend of God, but on this night his heart was heavy with sorrow. For 21 long days Daniel prayed without rest. He refused rich food. He covered himself in ashes. He poured out his soul in tears, seeking just one thing, a word from the Almighty. But the heavens seemed locked in silence. Day after day passed, and all he heard was nothing. No vision, no angel, no answer. The silence weighed on him like chains. Questions burned in his heart. Where are you, Lord? Why do you not answer? Have my prayers been forgotten? What Daniel could not see was that his words had reached heaven on the very first day. God had heard him. The command had already been given, but something or someone stood in the way. As Daniel wept on earth, a war was being waged in the skies above him. Even as Daniel wept below, the answer was already on its way. God had dispatched Gabriel, his swift messenger, the bearer of light and revelation. But as Gabriel descended into the realm over Persia, he was not met with silence. He was met with resistance. From the shadows rose a power older than empires, a dark principality who ruled the spiritual atmosphere of Persia. This was no mere demon, no wandering spirit of corruption. He was the Prince of Persia, a fallen being of immense rank, assigned to corrupt kings, sway nations, and poison the hearts of rulers. Gabriel pressed forward, his wings burning with heaven's radiance, but the prince intercepted him with chains of shadow. The clash shook the unseen heavens. Light met darkness. Day met night. For 21 days, Gabriel fought, his strength unmatched by mortals, yet restrained by the Dark Prince's dominion over Persia. Every strike of light met walls of darkness. Every push forward met 1,000 hands pulling him back. Daniel prayed, and still Gabriel fought. The prophet's tears fueled the heavens, but the battle raged in stalemate until the command was given. Heaven would send not just a messenger. The stalemate could not continue. The prayers of Daniel rose like fire before the throne of God, and the Almighty gave his command. Not another messenger, not another envoy. This time, heaven would send a general, and then the heavens trembled. Lightning ripped through the firmament. The very stars seemed to shudder. Through the veil of eternity, a blazing form descended, wings like molten metal, eyes burning with judgment, armor forged in holy fire. It was Michael, the Archangel, commander of the heavenly armies, the destroyer of strongholds, the terror of the fallen. The Prince of Persia felt his coming before he saw him. The air grew heavy. A holy pressure filled the realm. The legions of darkness shrieked in fear, their shadows retreating before the blaze of his presence. Then Michael spoke, a voice like thunder splitting mountains. You dare stand against the message of the Most High? With a single motion, he drew forth his sword, a blade of living light, sharper than eternity, wrapped in the fire of God himself. The prince roared, summoning hordes of demons, their shrieks filling the spiritual skies, but there was no contest. Michael did not fight as a soldier, he fought as a judge. Each strike was a verdict. Each swing was a sentence. And with one decisive blow, the sword of Michael cut through the darkness. The Prince of Persia was engulfed in holy fire, bound and broken, his dominion shattered. The way was open, and then silence, the battlefield cleared. The shadows scattered, the chains broken. Gabriel, no longer restrained, soared through the heavens with a brilliance that lit the unseen skies. The road was clear, the answer was free, the will of God was unstoppable. On earth, Daniel remained bowed low, his body weak from fasting, his lips cracked from prayer. He felt only exhaustion, and then suddenly light. A radiance filled the room, soft yet overwhelming, like dawn breaking through eternal night. Daniel lifted his eyes, trembling, and before him stood Gabriel, shining with the glory of heaven. The angel's voice broke the silence, gentle yet powerful, like water on thirsty ground. Daniel, man greatly beloved, from the first day you set your heart to understand and to humble yourself before your God. Your words were heard, and I have come because of them. At these words, Daniel collapsed, his strength gone, his spirit undone before such glory. But Gabriel reached out, touching him with divine strength. Life returned to his body, peace filled his heart. The message had been delivered. God had answered. And now, the question, why does this story matter to us? Because like Daniel, we too pray and hear nothing. We cry out to God, but the heavens seem closed. We wonder, has God forgotten me? But Daniel's story reveals the truth. Our prayers are never ignored. They are heard immediately, but sometimes the answer must fight its way through. There are wars in the unseen realm. There are rulers, powers, and spiritual forces that resist the will of God, but none of them can prevail. For if the battle grows too great, God will send Michael again. The warrior angel will rise, the skies will split, and your answer will come, so do not give up. The silence is not abandonment. The delay is not denial. Even now, heaven fights for you, and just as it was for Daniel, your breakthrough will come because nothing can stop the will of God.